Good afternoon. This is Joan from Reading with Joan. Um, yeah, me. Did you not send the link to everybody? Oh my goodness! All right.
Sorry. Tell them I said sorry.
So, everybody, hi. Good afternoon, everybody. We are on Reading with Joan, and I am Joan. Today we are going to be reading with you guys today. So we have Tamara reading for us first. So Tamara, please, we are going to put you right on the spot. You're reading for 5 minutes. Tell us the book you're reading and start reading from where you are. Thank you, Tam. All of us will go out of the screen for you.
I'm reading Alice in Wonderland. I'm reading when he got last time. Alice ran off the other way and came to a funny little house with a circular front door. Suddenly, an upstairs window popped open and there was the White Rabbit. He was now dressed in a frilly wrap. I'm 7 minutes and 70 seconds late, he cried unhappily. I've lost my gloves. Someone help me find them. So Alice went into the house. She searched everywhere. She didn't find any gloves, but she did find a box of food. Without stopping to think, she ate one, and Alice started to grow, and Alice started to grow and grow and grow. Soon she grew too big for the house. Oh, my poor mister, cried the White Rabbit. Here's a monster in my house. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, and he ran away. But Alice peeked about outside and came home till she found a carrot growing in the garden. She nibbled it, and sure enough, she began to shrink again. She ran out into the woods to find the White Rabbit again. Soon she had to stop for a rest. And who might you be? Asked a sleepy voice. There, stretched out along a leaf, was a caterpillar. I'm Alice, she replied, and I wish I was a little taller so that I could run faster. Can, I can help you grow if you like, said the caterpillar, trying to stop yawning. One side will make you grow taller, the other side will make you grow shorter. One side of what? Asked Alice anxiously. The mushroom you're sitting on, gasped the caterpillar. Then suddenly he turned into a butterfly and floated away. Alice ate a piece of the mushroom and soon reached her normal height. She put some bits of the mushroom into her pocket in case she ever needed them again. As she walked on into the woods, she noticed an odd-looking cat with a purple stripe sitting in a tree, watching her. It grinned. Then, to Alice's astonishment, it faded away, all except the grin, which stayed where it was. Goodness! said Alex. I do believe it. I've met a Cheshire cat. The Cheshire cat reappeared and told Alice that she might find the White Rabbit at the Mad Hatter's house. So Alice walked on and came to a tea table set with many great places. The Mad Hatter and the March Hare were sitting and there singing. Alice sat down. Is this a birthday party? She asked. Certainly not, replied the Mad Hatter, but it's an unbirthday party. By celebrating our unbirthday parties, we can have a party every day of the year. The March Hare asked Alice where she had come from. Well, answered Alice, I was sitting with Tina, my cat. Cat, said a squeaky voice. Did someone say cat? The Dormouse poked his head out of a teapot in which he had been having a nap. Then he jumped out and ran about and the table in panic. Catch him! Cried the Mad Hatter. We must put some jam on his nose. You must put some jam on his nose. Alice thought to herself, I'm tired of all this. I'm going home. As Alice left the tea table, the Cheshire Cat's grin suddenly appeared in a tree. Why not go and look for the Queen? He said. Alice was thrilled at the idea, so she walked on until she came to a big garden full of white roses. To her amazement, a lot of playing cars, dressed as gardeners, were painting all the roses red. They explained to Alice that the Queen of Hearts had ordered red roses, so they were painting the white ones, hoping that she wouldn't notice. Just then, the White Rabbit appeared with a trumpet, and Alice realized that he must be the Queen's herald. The Queen is coming, he shouted. The Queen of Hearts immediately saw what the gardeners had been up to. Off with their heads, she snapped. Then she turned on Alice and said, Who are you?
Well done, Tamara.
Good. Well done. Thank you so much. That was lovely. So, Tamara, do you have any? Pardon?
Can I finish this page?
We'll continue from there next week if you don't mind. Do you have any questions for the girls and for those at home?
How many minutes and seconds was the White Rabbit late?
7 minutes and something seconds.
Is that 7 minutes and something seconds?
7 minutes and I forgot the seconds.
Is that correct? Do you know this? How many seconds? I didn't even hear the question. What's the question?
How many minutes? How long was the no?
How many minutes?
Yeah, how late
and
was
seconds was the rabbit late?
Okay, how many minutes and seconds was the rabbit late?
7 minutes and something seconds. Jackson.
So
Unmute yourself.
You can unmute yourself if you know the answer. Okay, is she right by saying 7 minutes?
7 minutes and 70 seconds.
Ah,
70.
Yeah.
I have another question.
Okay, what's the other question?
What did the White Rabbit say when Alice grew too big for his house?
What did you say?
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Seems like what?
Sit up, let's hear you. Did she say, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear?
Well, before that,
Before that.
He always says oh dear.
Okay. What did the
Oh,
rabbit
my paws and whiskers.
Pardon?
Oh, my paws and whiskers, what he said.
Oh my pardon whiskers.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, my paws and whiskers.
Oh, my paws and whiskers.
Oh my pardon whiskers.
Okay.
Okay. That's great. Lovely. Thank you so much. We are so blessed by Tamara today and our reading. Today we are going to have a new musician. Yay! Our lovely Aimee is going to be playing for us. Why are you dancing? Because Aimee is going to play. Wow. You have some fun here. Did you hear? She said I'm embarrassing you. She started it. All right, Amy's gonna play, and we are going to shoot out. Aimee, tell us the title of the music and play. Oh, did I just take Amy off? All right. Okay.
The song that I'm gonna play is called The Bubble.
Well done. That's great. Super. Right. Thank you, Aimee.
Was it called The Bubble?
Is it the bubble or bubbles?
The Bubble.
Bubble.
I was right.
She was right. We're thinking, is it bubble or bubbles? Bubbles.
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 And I said no.
And she said, okay, now you won. Thank you. All right. So who's going to read first? Let Jamie read first. Jamie's reading first. So if Stella leaves the stage, Jamie wants to read. Well done, Aimee. That was beautiful. Let's clap for Aimee. Yes, well done. Now, please, Aimee, and it's only Aimee and Jamie that is competing for the Artist of the Month.
I didn't do it that month. That's Amy's.
So if you have your artwork, please show us and let's vote for the winner.
I'll just draw a different talk then.
Oh, really? So let's vote for the winner. Pardon?
My artwork's upstairs.
Your artwork is what?
Upstairs.
No, don't worry. Would you send it electronically and we'll send it into the group so the parents are going to vote because it's two of you. And any other person, if you write a story, we are still waiting for the writer for the month to read the story or the poet for the month. Did you write a poem? So if you have written a poet, I know I've written it down. I'm a poet, that's fine. I know. But I want kids, I want you to write poems like the poet of the month. And so I'm talking again. So Jamie, you start reading. Okay?
Okay. DNA? I asked. That's how they hunt down criminals, isn't it? Exactly, said Dr. Owens. Imagine that your teacher tried to burgle someone. Let's call her Granny Johnson. Mr. Nolan looked up, taken aback. What? So that's what you do in your spare time, sir, Lawrence said. Yes, sir, said Matteo. Just admit it. Everyone started to talk and laugh. Sir, how could you? Poor Granny Johnson. All right, Dr. Owens quickly said. I'm not your teacher. We all know he would never do such a thing. But imagine that someone else tried to break into Granny Johnson. Miss Smith? I suggested. No, not Miss Smith, said Mr. Nolan. Let's say, Mr. Nolan scratched his head. Andy. awful Andy. Dr. Owens nodded. Okay, imagine that awful Andy burgles Granny Johnson. He is taking care not to leave any fingerprints, of course, because everyone has a unique fingerprint. If the police finds Andy's fingerprint, he'll be caught. Not if he wears gloves, said Archie. Exactly, said Dr. Owens. That would be very clever, but Andy forgets one important thing. He forgets to wear a hat. And that's where things go wrong. For Andy accidentally loses a hair. These things happen. There are cells at the bottom of the single hair, and those cells contain Andy's DNA. He's found out. Unique. Every person has their own unique DNA. No one else in the world has the same DNA as you. Well, unless, of course, you have an identical twin. Because then we both started off as the same cell. How long does a cell live? A white blood cell lives only 2 days. A skin cell, 30 days. A red blood cell, 120 days. A liver cell, 18 months. A bone cell, 6 years. A brain cell, an entire life. R.I.P. Rest in peace. Sadly, most cells are very short-lived. We lose nearly 50 million cells per minute. Dead skin cells fall into the floor and end up in your vacuum cleaner. Dead blood cells or liver cells are disposed of in a different way. They end up in the toilet. The sad thing with those cells is that they worked so hard for you, and you hadn't even noticed they'd gone. In fact, they were instantly replaced by new cells. And now you're going to look at your own DNA, Dr. Owen said. And she led us out of the lecture room, through the corridors, to a real laboratory. There were shelves with test tubes and funnels, and round bottles and glass dishes and pipettes. There were scales, taps, small hoses, burners, computers, and microscopes. This place is epic, I whispered. This is where I want to work when I'm older, Archie said. But I thought you were going to work with snakes, I said. Yes, but I'm also going to work in a lab. I'll take venom out of snakes. Just like Steve Backshall from Deadly 60. He's done loads with venomous snakes. There's a tray with small bottles of fizzy pop by the sink. Perfect, cried Matteo. I was feeling mega thirsty. He'd almost finished his drink when Dr. Owens explained what we were meant to do. We had to take a large sip of the drink without swallowing it. Instead, we had to swirl around our mouth for 2 minutes with great gusto so that the cells inside us could mix with the drink. Then we had to spit it out into a small cup and carefully pour the liquid into a test tube. Most of our class didn't really like it. That's gross. But it's full of spit. Yikes, sir, I've got it on my hand. Now add a bit of washing up liquid, said Dr. Owens, until your test tube is half full. Then put the lid back on and gently jiggle the tube back and forth. Matteo started to shake the tube violently as if he was shaking a bottle of squirting cream. Don't shake it, cried Dr. Owens. Just gently rock it. Then we used the pipette to add a few drops of pineapple juice to our test tube. And then we carefully added a bit of freezing cold alcohol. And now you can put your test tube back on the rack and wait for a minute. If you like, you can have the rest of your drink now. I didn't drink anything. Instead, I rested my chin on my hand and looked intently at my test tube. Very slowly, something began to appear between the layer of alcohol and spit. Something white, kind of small, transparent cloud. Hey, said Matteo, who was also staring at his test tube. That looks like the stuff my grandpa puts his false teeth in. Anna nearly choked on her drink, and Christy made a noise that sounded like vomiting. You're totally gross, Matt, said Florence, and she hit Matteo with such force that he bashed against the table with the test tubes on. Watch out, I shouted crossly. You're ruining the experiment. Now let's take a cocktail stick and put it in the test tube and stir it round very carefully, Dr. Owens said. I did exactly as she told us to, and a small white cloud twisted itself around my cocktail stick. I managed to lift it out of the test tube. Look, said Dr. Owens. That's your DNA. Wow, I whispered. Look at that. There's my DNA on a cocktail stick. Nick and Tom compared their sticks. That's gross. Look at mine. Mine looks like egg white. The TO put his hand up. Is it edible? I wouldn't try, replied Dr. Owens. I think it still tastes like washing up liquid. Plus, you're not allowed to have alcohol yet, Mr. Nolan said. Very carefully, I put my DNA back in the test tube and put the lid on. I decided to take it home with me, a fabulous addition to my collection. I'd asked Mom if I could have a glass cabinet. That way, I could put my fossils and shark teeth on display, so as a test tube with my very own DNA. And anyone who wants to see it will need to pay.
Wow. So, kids, are you going to do your DNA experiment?
We don't have any alcohol.
We can't get alcohol. Do you want to try the experiment at home so we
Yes,
can
I want to.
I know. All right, so let me get the others back on board. Excuse me, mommy. So, Jamie, what's the question you have?
What did we... No, that's not Jed's questions.
How long does the cells of a brain live? Anybody?
That's easy.
How long does a brain cell live? Okay, Tamara, tell us. Oh, she's muted. How long? We can't hear you.
16 months?
Ooh, no. Any other? People, ma'am. How long does a brain cell live? Okay.
Cell lives for 2 years.
No.
Longer.
Oh my God. Okay.
Longer.
No. One answer, please, so that somebody else can try. Okay. Pardon? No. Oh my gosh. Longer than that. No, you did. I heard it properly, but okay. So, can I tell you the answer?
No. Fossil.
Okay, so the brain cell can live for a whole lifetime. So there are different kind of spans of lifespans for the cells. The white blood cell is the shortest. For how many days? 2 days. That's the shortest. So within 2 days, your white blood cells are dead. Is it 2 days? Confirm, please. And the longest is your brain cells. So every cells of your body have different. What's this now? What can you tell her? What's she doing? She's interrupting my
Skin
words.
cell is 30 days. So
Skin
what's
cell-
that dead skin that falls
Yeah.
off your hand when you do this?
Yeah, so your dead
cell.
skin is 30 days. Okay, so you know what we're going to do? We're going to write out the lifespan of the cells in the Facebook page so you can have it, and so that kids, you can go back and refresh your memory about the lifespan for each of your cells of your body. And we learned more about DNA today. There was an experiment about DNA, and I'm looking forward to do my DNA experiment one of these days, right? So kids at home, you should also look forward to doing that. What
he needs is...
We'll tell them what they need so that we won't go back reading it.
So yes, and there's also a wrap.
You need a ramp.
A wrap.
A ramp.
Here's a fun video about cells called...
Okay, so we can send a fun video to you. So, okay, thank you. Don't do that. All right, so Jed, you're going to read your book tomorrow. We can't read again today. She's happy. So thanks, kids. So thank you at home for joining us today. Maybe we should make it longer. Do you think?
Yes.
Bye.
No, an hour.
Half an hour. So Jed will be able to read.
Yes.
Bye, bananas. Bye,
Bye, kids.
bananas. Bye, bye,
I'll see you tomorrow.